we'll be working on how to toggle on and off password visibility. So let's say you're building a site and you want the user to be able to toggle on and off the password. You know, sometimes a user can be typing on their password feed and they can get overtaken with thoughts and forget what they've typed in their password feed. So it's a better user experience for user to toggle on and off to see what they have typed in. So to add a feature in your website is quite easy. All right, so would just come down here to our, of course you should open your editor. All right, so I'll just simply come down here to my editor. All right, so let's say I have my password feed. Okay, so let's say I have it to be, I'll type my password. Okay, so that's the label for my password. Normally you should have a label, okay, for password. So I can call it password. All right, then I would put my field for my input type. Okay, so my input type will be what? Password. Of course, you should know your HTML. If you don't know it, you can check my lecture on HTML classes. All right, so I will have a value. If it's optional, let's call it my value is my password, or let's just say Principal's Academy. Principal's Academy is my password. Okay, so I should have an ID. Of course, you know what an ID does, right? It gives the element a unique ID so that you can easily call it. Let me just call this one my password. My password. Okay. Then, of course, we can put a checkbox. Okay, so we'll put the checkbox below. So this is just a simple. We are putting a break there to have to put our submit button. So we have our submit button. Okay. Or we can have this checkbox by the side. So that it is this checkbox you toggle on and off. Alright. So you toggle off this checkbox. I can just put it down here for easy accessibility. So I have checkbox. Okay. So I have checkbox, and this checkbox should have a label. For checkbox. So I should call this label toggle password or show password. Show slash hide password. Alright. So that's what we'll use to toggle our password. Alright, so now to achieve this, if we should open our test run our code on the browser, and let's see what we have. Okay, this is what we have already. Okay, so you see nothing is working right now. Our password is still hidden. Alright, nothing is working. So what we can do, we want to add JavaScript to our code so that we can easily toggle on and off this. So to achieve this is simple. What we'll do, so I omitted this here. It should have a password. All right. So what we'll do, we'll insert our script. Now I'm going to use internal script styling. All right. You can always use external script styling to insert a script, or use inline depending on what you are working on. But when you are building a site, having external styling is the best way to achieve this. Okay, so I will just simply work on my function. So you should know what function is by now. So I can call this function my password or my pass. So you can give your function any name of your choice. Okay, always give your function a names that are similar to what the function is executing, so that you can easily call the function, or you can easily interpret it when you are working. So I can call this variable um, get pass. Okay, I can call it get pass. All right, this is my variable. Now it's going to get the password from where? From the done element. Get document.get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID. Now the what ID? This is the ID here. All right, that's the ID from your input element. Is that clear? All right, so you have this. Then I come down here and say the ID that I gave it, which is my password. Okay, so I'm getting the element or getting the input from that ID. All right, so let's come down here and we'll get that ID. Then after getting the ID, what next? We'll check. We'll say if, okay, if we use our if conditional statement to say if if get variable get pass, all right, if variable get pass dot type, all right, so the type of the variable or the input that is there, say if it is equal what? Password. Okay, if it's equal password, what should happen? We should change it to what? We should change it to text. So we would say get pass should be changed to text. So we say dot type should be text so that it will be visible. All right. Else, what should happen? Okay. Else we should else we should change the get pass dot type to what now? To um, password. Okay. So now let's run this our code and let's see what we have already. So I'll open this my browser. All right. So let's see. Let's toggle on and see. Okay. Let's toggle on and see. Okay. It's not displaying. Let's check why it's not displaying. What could be a problem? What could be a problem why it's not displaying? All right. So good. The problem is that you see, if you come back to our browser, we are clicking on this. There is no connection between this checkbox and the script we've written. See that now? Okay, so what we'll do, we'll have to connect it to our checkbox. And by doing that, to achieve that, we would have to use what we call onClick function. Okay, onClick event, sorry. OnClick event. This will trigger in the myPass function that we've called. Okay, you see this onClick event, because this event is what triggers this input. All right, so when we come down to our browser again, refresh. Okay, so then what we can now, you see, we type. I could erase what's there. I just type password to be Chris. So you see, that's it. All right. Of course, you can go ahead and style this form, make it more fine and using your CSS. Okay, so stay tuned and check more for other tutorials. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.